If you've ever hired a virtual assistant from a general staffing agency and wondered why they didn't get construction, this video is for you. Most staffing companies will place anyone, anywhere, in any industry. We do things differently. At Virtual Construction Assistants, we only serve one industry, construction. It's what we know best. We're not outsiders looking in, we're contractors, just like you. What's going on, everyone? I'm Joel Lipsky, construction business owner, third generation contractor, and someone who's spent every single day of the last 20 years in this industry. I built this company with my brother. We've made the mistakes, we've learned the lessons, and I'm here to share them with you so you don't have to learn them the hard way. If you're a contractor who wants to run a better business, not just build a better project, you're in the right place. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get into it. Let me tell you about something where I come from. I didn't just stumble into construction. I didn't pivot into it from some other career. Construction is my blood. It's in my DNA. Over 20 years in this industry, I've worked for some of the largest construction companies in the world. I've been on massive projects, worked alongside of the best operators and leaders this industry has to offer, and I took every single lesson with me. When it was time to build my company, I did it with my brother, and everything I learned from the boardroom to the job site, I brought into how we lead our teams today. That experience doesn't just make me a better contractor. It makes Virtual Construction Assistants a better company, because everything we do at Virtual Construction Assistants is filtered through 20 plus years of real construction experience. Not theory, not a business model, experience. That's the foundation, and it matters. Because when you work with us, you're not working with a tech startup that decided construction was a good market. You're working with a construction operator who built a support system around himself first because I needed it for myself. Now, let me tell you about a mistake I made early on, because this is exactly how Virtual Construction Assistants started. When I first started exploring virtual assistants for my construction company, I went the easy route. I reached out to a general virtual assistant recruitment firm. They looked professional. They had a great website. They had a process. They seemed like they knew what they were doing, but they didn't. Here's what happened. They had no idea what questions to ask. They didn't understand the qualifications required for someone to support a construction operation. They didn't know what to look for. And honestly, neither did I at that point, because I had never been through this process before. We sat through interviews with virtual assistant candidates, and we were asking the wrong questions. And the result, we hired the wrong person. And I want to be clear about what that cost me. It wasn't just the money, although yes, it did cost me money. It cost me time. It set me back, and it created frustration inside my operation at a moment when I was trying to move forward with clarity. That failure stung. But I did what I always do. I learned from it. I took that experience apart piece by piece. I asked myself, what went wrong? Why did it go wrong? And what does a proper construction virtual assistant recruiting process actually look like? And I built it from scratch based on real experience, real failures, and real understanding of what a construction business actually needs. What came out of that process is what Virtual Construction Assistants is today. We have placed hundreds of virtual assistants into construction businesses, estimators, project coordinators, bookkeepers, people who understand construction language, construction workflows, and construction culture. And here's the thing I am most proud of. We do not pretend to be something we're not. There are plenty of recruitment and staffing companies out there that list construction as one of the many industries they serve. It's on their website, it's in their pitch deck, but it's not their focus. It's just not their area of expertise. That's not us. We exclusively serve the construction industry. That's it. One industry, full stop. We don't dabble in healthcare. We don't place virtual assistants into real estate offices or law firms. We don't spread ourselves thin trying to be everything to everyone. We made a decision to go deep, not wide, to become the best at one thing instead an average of everything. And that one decision is what allows us to execute at a higher caliber of quality. Because when construction is all you do, you get very good at it very fast. Let me put this in terms every contractor will understand. You wouldn't have your project accountant run your job site, and you wouldn't ask your site superintendent to give you a budget update. You have to put the right person in the right role. The same logic applies to who you trust to recruit and place your virtual support staff. If the company placing your virtual assistant has never worked in construction, has never dealt with a submittal or an RFI, and never understood what a schedule of values means, how are they going to find you someone who can? They can't, not reliably, and definitely not consistently. That's the gap we fill. When we interview a virtual assistant candidate, we know exactly what to look for. We know what construction experience looks like on a resume. We know the right questions to ask in an interview. We know what red flags to screen out and what green flags to move forward. That institutional knowledge, that construction-specific expertise is what separates us from every general staffing company out there. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. We don't compete on price. We compete on quality. At Virtual Construction Assistants, our standard isn't just about placing a virtual assistant. It's about placing the right virtual assistant, someone who can help step into your operation, understand your world, and make an immediate impact. That standard exists because I live the alternative. I know what it feels like to bring in the wrong person. I refuse to put another contractor through that experience. That's not what we're here to do. Every placement we make carries the weight of that commitment. Every virtual assistant we put in front of a client has been vetted through a process that was built by a construction operator for construction operators. That's a standard we hold ourselves to every single day. So let me walk you through exactly how we work, because I want you to understand what it looks like when you reach out to us. It starts with a one-on-one conversation. My dedicated sales team will sit down with you, not a chatbot, not an automated form, a real person who understands construction. We want to hear about your business, your operation, and your challenges. We dive into your problems. Where are you losing time? Where are the things falling through the cracks? What's keeping you from growing the way you want to grow? We ask the hard questions because we've lived those same problems ourselves. From there, we show you exactly where we can help. We're not going to sell you something you don't need. We're going to identify the roles and the support that will make a real difference in your operation. Then we go to work. We go find the right person, construction experienced virtual professionals who have the skills, the background, and the work ethic to step into your world and make an immediate contribution. We bring those remote team members into your company. We help you integrate them, onboard them, and set them up for success, because a great placement only works if the transition is handled right. And at the end of the day, we help you save time, save money, and grow your business. That's the outcome we're working towards from the very first conversation. But here's what I want you to remember the most. We are with you every single step of the way. You're not just a placement fee to us. You're a contractor trying to build something, and we take that very seriously. That's the virtual construction assistant process, built by a contractor, designed for contractors, executed at the highest level every single time. So if you're watching this and you're a contractor and you've been thinking about adding virtual support to your operation, here's what I want you to take away from this video. Not all virtual assistant companies are the same. The company you choose to work with matters. Their experience matters. Their process matters. And their understanding of your industry matters. When you work with virtual construction assistants, you're not working with a company that's figuring it out as they go. You're working with a team that has been built from the ground up with one purpose: to support the construction industry at the highest of levels. We only serve construction, and we only place into construction. And we do this with 20 years of real construction experience behind every decision we make. That's why we exist. That's why we stand out. And that's why we're not going to change it. If you found value in this video, share it with a contractor who needs to hear it. If you're ready to explore what a construction-specific virtual assistant could do for your business, reach out to us. The link is in the description. And if you're serious about growing your construction company, subscribe. We're just getting started. I'm Joel Lipsky. Let's build something together.